everybody's laughing, and children running free. Oh, how I want to live in that world. It's already here. We're coming up on a new year, on a new decade, aren't we, folks? Exciting times. 2020. Who would have thought? And I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to give you all the cliche New Year's resolutions, reflecting back on last year. But what I will talk about is what really pisses me off. And if there's one thing that I've seen really become trendy all over social media, like there's just like a new paradigm in human thought. What I'm talking about is this new thing that's called cutting toxic people out of your life.
This year, I'm going to cut all of the toxic people out of my life.
I don't need that kind of energy. I don't need to be around people that bring me down.
I don't need that kind of vibe.
That kind of karma around me.
I don't know why I attract those kinds of people.
What you're saying, in other words, is this year, this decade, I'm just going to be an asshole. Because anybody who doesn't vibe with me, that doesn't think like me, or doesn't make me feel good, if I walk into a store and someone says,
Hi, good morning.
and I get a vibe like,
Oh, I don't like this person's vibe. She's fake.
then I don't have to be, I don't need to interact with that person. Have you ever thought that perhaps, just maybe, your thoughts and your feelings have no correlation with reality? Have you ever thought that perhaps all these toxic people aren't really toxic people? I mean, it's another thing if, of course, it's someone who actually has like actual, malicious intent, or it's a person who's, God forbid, does some criminal stuff or explicitly abuses you. But like, for God's sake, if someone doesn't think like you, or if someone criticizes you, or if someone has something to say or an opinion to share on the different side of the political spectrum than you, and you think that that person is a toxic person because they disagree with your divinely inspired view of life, I mean, my God, how could anybody differ from you? I mean, you are a divine being. You're all-knowing, all-thinking, all-feeling, omnipresent human being that you, in the image of God. I mean, how did you not win the Nobel Peace Prize by now? I mean, you've been living for, like, you are the undiscovered gem of humanity. God, thank you. Thank you for being in my life. And thank you for turning on the lights when it was dark. So I have a proposition for you, an invitation, an opportunity for the brand new year and a brand new decade of your life. Now, if you're anything like me, you want the world to be a better place. You want it to be a sweeter, more beautiful, kinder, more caring place for all human beings and all animals and all living things, right? Right. Just go like this with your head. And just so you know, that is not going to happen by you being a jerk and cutting people out of your life. So what does that mean? That if your mom doesn't treat you the way you want to be treated, then you cut your mother out of your life? Does that mean that if your boss isn't nice to you, then you quit your job? Does that mean, what does all this stuff mean? So here's my invitation to you. How about, instead of cutting people out of your life, how about you bring them closer into your life? You want to be surrounded by amazing people? How about you be the person that actually makes the difference in other people's lives? That when they're bitter, or if they're critical, or if they have something to say, you don't cut them off so fast. What? You actually get interested in them and stop being interested in you. How about that? How about being someone that actually practices what they preach and doesn't spew all these inspiring quotes and status updates about
being the change you want to see in the world?
Shut up, man. Yeah, be the change you want to see in the world by cutting people out of your life, right? Toxic people. Brother, sister, all this toxicity that you're talking about is all up in here. The vast majority of people are not toxic human beings. And you're really self-centered if you think that anybody actually gives a damn about you.
What?
Everyone's so consumed with living their own life. So here it is. Don't cut toxic people out of your life so fast. Have the balls and the backbone to tell them how you feel, to tell them what you think. Give them a call. Actually have a conversation with these people instead of avoiding it and then going to all your friends and your family and social media and saying how toxic people are. Get a life. So if you want to transform the world and if you want your family and your friends, you want to be surrounded by amazing people, you might just be already surrounded with great people. And all they might need is a great friend like you who's going to make the biggest difference for them in their life. Loyalty is earned. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong if you want to clean the closet a little bit with the people that you're surrounded by. That's a good idea. But the point is, even the people that you think are your biggest enemies can be transformed and converted into being your closest, most loving and loyal friend. Whether it's your parents, other people in your family, people at work. And just think, what would life be like if all those people that I don't like were actually human beings that I had a profound, intimate relationship with? What would that decade be like? And ask yourself, not who other people have to be. Who do you have to be in this coming year and this coming decade, such that people show up around you as generous, loving, kind, loyal, open. You might want to try on being loving, kind, open, loyal, interested, caring towards other people. So this year, I'm not going to make it an issue to cut people out of my life. No, that's not me. Sorry. I'm making it an issue to bring all of those people who I'm not so hot about in my life even closer to me, to see if there's anything that I can do to have their lives be a little bit better and a little bit easier. And always remember, it takes one to know one.
It takes one to know one. It takes one to know one.
So if you're seeing other toxic people, guess who's toxic? Listen, your leadership is needed in the world. Instead of watching the news and being on social media and bitching all day and all night about how messed up this world is and how nothing works and people are crazy, how about we actually rise up and do something about that? How? Be kind. If you are the one who's complaining about all this stuff, then you are the perpetrator of it. I just wanted to compliment you, before the new year so that you're really pumped up and you go and hit that weight loss goal. Woo! It's all BS. I wish you an incredible new year, an incredible new decade. If anything, I want to wish you that in this coming year and this coming decade, this thing that you call you won't even know who you are. Because sooner than later, you will transform to your next evolution, a whole new human being who can be and act the way that you say you're going to be in the face of any circumstance. Doesn't matter how many toxic people curse at you, and doesn't matter who criticizes you. It doesn't matter what anyone has to say about you or what anybody does to you. You get to say who you are in the matter. So whatever comes your way, thanks for sharing, buddy. I know who I am, and I'm never going to stop being kind and loving and caring and interested and a stand for what's possible. That's all I got. Love you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Happy New